Hello, English learners. Let's explore the art of debate with 50 powerful excerpts from famous Oxford Union debates. These lines come from historic motions that sparked controversy, shaped opinions, and demonstrated brilliant rhetoric across decades. Listen carefully, repeat each one aloud to practice delivery, and note the passion, logic, and wit. I've grouped them by debate for context. Let's begin. The King and Country Debate, 1933, and Recreations. 1. This House will under no circumstances fight for its king and country. The infamous motion passed 275 to 153 in 1933. 2. Never commit murder on a huge scale whenever the government directed it should do so. C.E.M. Joad, Proposing Pacifism, 1933. 3. That abject, squalid, shameless avowal. Winston Churchill, criticizing the 1933 vote. 4. Are you ready to die for that? George Galloway, recreating the debate in 2023. 5. The right to free speech had prevailed on the failed attempt to expunge the motion supported by Randolph Churchill. 6. This House would not in any circumstances fight for king and country. Motion repeated in 2023, defeated 88 to 212. 7. Pacifism was a frequent Union debate subject since the First World War. Context of the 1933 debate. 8. Disloyalty at Oxford. Gesture towards the Reds. Daily Telegraph headline reacting to 1933. 9. I believe this government cannot endure permanently half slave and half free. Echoed influence on broader pacifist sentiments, though from Lincoln. 10. The Oxford Pledge. How the 1933 motion became known globally. Malcolm X's extremism debate, 1964. 11. Extremism in defense of liberty is no vice. Moderation in the pursuit of justice is no virtue. The motion, quoting Barry Goldwater. 12. Tonight is the first night that I have ever had the opportunity to be as near to conservatives as I am. Malcolm X, opening his speech. 13. We are not human beings unless we band together and do whatever, however, whenever is necessary to see that our lives and property are protected. Malcolm X. 14. A better world has to be built, and the only way it's going to be built is with extreme methods. Malcolm X, concluding. 15. I, for one, will join in with anyone, I don't care what color you are, as long as you want to change this miserable condition that exists on this earth. Malcolm X. 16. As long as a white man does it, it's all right. A black man is supposed to have no feelings. Malcolm X, on double standards. 17. To be or not to be, that is the question. Malcolm X, quoting Hamlet during the debate. 18. Whenever any black man in America shows signs of an uncompromising attitude against injustices, he is classified as a racialist. Malcolm X. 19. The young generation of whites, blacks, browns, you're living at a time of extremism. Malcolm X. 20. Liberty can be attained by whatever means necessary. Malcolm X, adapted from his famous phrase. Nuclear weapons debate, 1985. 21. This House believes nuclear weapons are morally indefensible. The motion, carried resoundingly. 22. I can smell the uranium on it as you lean towards me. David Lang, responding to a heckler. 23. Hold your breath just for a moment. I can smell the uranium on it. David Lang's full witty retort. 24. The only thing worse than being incinerated by your enemies is being incinerated by your friends. David Lang. 25. The character of nuclear weapons is such that their very existence corrupts the best of intentions. David Lang. 26. The means in fact perverts the end. David Lang, on nuclear deterrence. 27. Rejecting nuclear weapons is to allow a moral force to reign supreme. David Lang. 28. Nuclear weapons are morally indefensible. Core of Lang's argument as New Zealand PM. 29. This was the high point of my career. David Lang, reflecting on the global broadcast debate. 30. I'm going to give it to you if you hold your breath just for a moment. David Lang's Build Up to the Uranium Line. Britain owes reparations debate, 2015. 31. This House believes Britain owes reparations to her former colonies, the motion. 32. Britain's rise for 200 years was financed by its depredations in India, Shashi Tharoor. 33. No wonder the sun never set on the British Empire, because even God couldn't trust the English in the dark, Shashi Tharoor. 34. India's share of the world economy was 23% when the British arrived. By the time they left, it was down to below 4%, Shashi Tharoor. 35. The British Empire left India with railways, but built them for their own benefit, not ours, Shashi Tharoor, on colonial infrastructure. 36. Colonialism caused famines that killed millions while exporting food, Shashi Tharoor. 37. We paid for our own oppression, Shashi Tharoor, on taxes funding British rule. 38. Symbolic reparation, £1 a year for 200 years, Shashi Tharoor's closing suggestion. 39. The economic drain from India to Britain was enormous, Shashi Tharoor, citing statistics. 40. Britain industrialized on the back of colonial exploitation, Shashi Tharoor. Other notable debates. 41. This House would say yes to Europe. 1975 EEC motion, carried 493 to 92, Edward Heath proposing. 42. The world must be made safe for democracy. Echoed in broader union influences, though Woodrow Wilson. 43. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Themes and civil rights linked debates. 44. This House regrets the Arab Spring. Recent debate on uprisings outcomes. 45. Israel is an apartheid state responsible for genocide. 2024 motion, passed among controversy. 46. No platforming stifles free speech. Themes in modern no-platform debates. 47. Extremism in defense of liberty is no vice. Repeated motions marking anniversaries. 48. Free speech is the Union's core principle. Ongoing ethos since 1823. 49. Debate reverberates far beyond the chamber, on the Union's global impact. 50. The Oxford Union, forum for the exchange of controversial ideas, defining its legacy. These debates highlight courage, eloquence, and clash of ideas. Practice arguing both sides to master the skill. Which motion would you defend?